Hey guys, what is up? Fly here. Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm in a bittersweet mood. Sweet because we just saw the new boat that was released on stream, the PT-15, the Japanese ship or boat that has I think 34 crew members, 240 mils and 11,000 horsepower. This thing's a beast. Not the fastest, but it does have some really good maneuverability. And I'm bitter because I'm just confused on the selling points of War Thunder naval forces. Now, sure, I understand that big ships might not work well in War Thunder, though I would still love if War Thunder just said, all right, community, if you don't believe it, just try it out for yourself. They give us all battleships and we just duke it out in the open seas and we really give them the feedback. I think that would be a really good way. What do you guys think about that? If War Thunder gives us some battleships just to mess around with, to really get the feel if what they're saying is, you know, what we want. But that's beside the point of today's video. I was, you know, closed beta tests would be a really great place to have the community test out big ships. All right, beta, closed, test. Maybe I'm just confused with those words. But anyways, today subs were denied. Now, before we go any further, they've never said never. They've never said never. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. They've never ruled out big ships, or any ships for that matter. They're just saying in this closed beta test, they want to do small and work their way up, which I kind of understand, but I would like to play with the bat. Okay, beside the point. Anyways, today, subs were denied. And so, and I was looking forward to maybe some intel on that, because depth charges. And apparently we're going to be using depth charges to kill ships around us and behind us. And I don't really understand why, because the whole point of a depth charge is to go underwater quite a bit, not like 5 meters. Maybe like, well, 90 feet, you know, and explode. But these are not depth, well, these are shallow charges, I guess, you know, for War Thunder boat ships, naval forces. But that brings up, and I understand why they're not going to have subs in the game, because there's nothing to torpedo. You know, like, what are subs going to torpedo PT boats that travel at 100 kilometers an hour? Good luck with that. I understand why, but I'm just confused of why not, you know, add it. And one of their reasons is that subs are lone wolf hunters, and I'm just like, well, yeah, but you know, there's this stuff called the wolf pack where they hunt it together, and just a lot of reasons of why not to add something kind of already exist in game. You know, oh man, dude, ship battles are gonna take forever. You know, well, maybe you could speed up the battleships a little bit, you know, because you've already changed the core mechanics for bombers to add the TU-4. You've already limited the amount of bombers at any tier. So there's a lot of conflicting stuff, and I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. I mean, bombers took hours to get to their target, but in War Thunder, it takes, you know, from base to bomb, it takes 8 minutes. But anyways, back to the original topic about today's bittersweetness. So subs have been have been denied. And so that just gets me thinking, what's the selling point? Just for, you know, not even gameplay standpoint, just a marketing standpoint. What's the marketing standpoint on the naval forces? Like, what do we have that we can connect with? I don't know about you, but I don't think a lot of people connect with the PT-109. You know, just bear with me. The 1124, the other Russian boat, the Fairmile, not that many people. And the PT-15. I don't think, you know, that many people connect with those vehicles like they connect with a Spitfire, like a P-51, like a Leo, like a T-54, like a M60, like a Focke-Wulf 190, a TAW 152, and even more precise, an Iowa, an Essex, a Nelson, a King George class, a Prince of Wales class, I believe that's one, hopefully, a Yamato, a Fuso, an Akagi. You know, it's like, so what is the connection that these boats have to us, and how, because one of the main reasons why I started to play War Thunder is that I was like, oh fuck dude, they got a Spitfire and a P-51, I want to fly those things. And I'm sure a lot of you guys were at one point like, oh man, they have my favorite plane, I want to grind for that and I want to play that. And that's why I play War Thunder, because I really enjoy to fly my favorite thing or drive my favorite thing. But then we have these things, and we don't really have much connection with these compared to the other things that we know. So my only question is how is War Thunder going to sell this to the new player base? And not us, not the pilot and tankers that have been here for years playing it and will probably try out naval forces. How are they going to sell it to the new crowd of people who are going to join up for ships or naval forces? You know, because right now it's not really enticing. You know, where are the boobs at? Where are the big guns? How do you get that person to click on the link when all we have are just these small boats? And that's what I'm trying to get at. And maybe that's not my territory to worry about. But if someone as dumb as me is, you know, that's kind of hitting them in the gut and being like, oh my gosh, you know, why are they going to play this? You know, sure, it might have fantastic gameplay, but where's the candy? What's going to lure them into here? That's kind of creepy, but holy. Anyways, those are my thoughts right now. I think in very simple terms, what I'm trying to get at is that with taking or not adding big ships or subs yet, it doesn't have enough pull to a new, you know, player. There's just like, okay, so there's small boats. That's cool, man. You know, for me, it's cool. I can't wait to play the naval forces, but I'm just trying to get at the new player base. But anyways, I don't know how long I've talked in this video compared to the gameplay that you're seeing in the background, but if it's still going on, enjoy the rest of the video, and I might be streaming later today. I don't know for sure. Just check my Twitter. All right, guys, have a great Friday.
Let's test out those torpedoes. Okay, 4 torpedoes at the same time. Let's take a look at those guns. Ooh, yeah. Oh, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Torpedoes reloading. Guns take a while to rotate because they're manually operated. You see, they don't have hydraulic drives or electric motors to move them. Or no, they do. No, they do. It is a motor, but it's just, it feels kind of slow in comparison to some of the other craft I did. Okay. So interestingly, only 15 torpedo boats were built in more than 20 years after the Maritime Self-Defense Force had been founded. After this, military doctrine changed and small ships were built for anti-submarine warfare instead. Today's hero, Type 11 PT-15 torpedo boat, the last of its kind to be deployed in Japan. This craft has the typical features of the post-war Japanese boats that were built in the shipyards of Western countries. The PT-15 has good steering thanks to its effective body lines along the midship frame. I'm going backwards here just to show it to you. And let's just steer a little bit. Yeah, it turns like super fast, really crazy. Very, very nice. It doesn't feel like it's so big if compared to some of the other craft we did. Awesome. Really feels nice. Just feels really comfortable to control. Let me just okay, let me just stop the engines. Just so you could compare the noise level, and then we'll go full ahead. Oh, the sound. Oh, beautiful. PT-15, guys. Now we're talking. Okay, and let's stop. Just, and again, for the comparison. Okay, here's one torpedo. Here's all torpedoes. Okay, now we're stopping. Now let's talk about its powertrain. These engines that sound like they're the wrath of God. Okay, so the powertrain. Interesting. Powertrain consists of 2 diesel and 2 gas turbine engines with an overall output of 11,000 horsepower. Guys, 11,000. Can you imagine that? That's like a lot of Ferrari cars right here. Crazy, crazy fast. Okay, so we can go over 40 knots in perfect conditions. In contrast to early post-war torpedo boat series, the armament of PT-15 is doubly strong. She has 4 torpedo tubes equipped with American Mark 16 torpedoes and 2 automatic 40mm Bofors L60 cannons on the bow and stern, so which we're going to fire right now. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Will destroyer escorts be a part of CBT? Okay.
Okay, so basically the gameplay, well, with the capital ships participating in the battle is actually under testing right now. So we are testing it, and during the CBT, well, capital ships, including like mood attacking like AI destroyers, is possible, but we will decide it together with you, during the CBT. So that's it. All about the capital ship and how they will be implemented in the game. We will decide together during the test.
Yeah, so basically anything like destroyer bigger than a destroyer is, it all depends on the results of CBT. So
Yep.
it could go either way, guys. And you can actually influence the development by simply playing the CBT. So get access and tell us what you think. That's important. Okay, now let's move on. So will there be X-ray destruction animations for the torpedoes, like in tank or land battles, when you get hit by a missile or a shell? So will we get the kill cam for naval forces where we see the shell's damage inflicted, or like torpedo like ripping apart the vessel?
Yep. We already have it. So it will be implemented the same way as in tanks. So you will see the kill cam and the replay how the models were damaged, etc., etc. So just the same way as for ground forces.
Okay, just a second, guys.
Да я не смотрю, я ничего не вижу.
All right, I'm sorry about that. Okay, now it's good. Okay, so we were just checking on some of these questions here. Okay, let's move on. So, guys, yes, we will have a kill cam, a very detailed kill cam that's going to show you all the damage inflicted by either an explosion, be that or whatever, a torpedo, a depth charge, whatever that is. So, okay, so next up is, do you plan to add monitor boats and gun boats? Like these little river monitors and such.
Well, as for motor gunboats, definitely yes.
Okay.
They are already implemented.
Okay. Yeah, well, like such as the Project 1124, that's or Project 1A3. These are clearly like river boats or gunboats, So.
As for monitors, well, that's also possible, but it depends on how you classify the vessel.
So I guess it's all going to come down on each individual ship, craft, or vessel. Could you call that a monitor or not? So it's all going to come down to that.
That's it.
Okay, all right. So do you plan to have river battles?
We will test. Well, it is possible. It is an interesting feature, but it is only possible on deep and full-flown rivers, like Amur, for example. So,
okay, the Amur River, yeah, it's pretty big, pretty
Yeah.
big and deep, so you can have like several, I don't know, fair miles fighting at it, that should be enough space for that. Okay, so yeah, all right, can you hear us, guys? Okay, is that all good? Interesting. Okay, you enjoying this so far? Tell me in the chat. I'm interested to find out. Okay, so this is the question that people have been asking me a million times. Seriously, this is the most asked question. Well, one of the most asked questions of them all. Will we add submarines? Will we have submarines? People, you know what they claim? You got depth charges. You got to have submarines now. Why did you put depth charges in there? Because we got to have submarines for that. So what's gonna happen?
Okay, guys. Well, I have an answer for this, and well, the answer is no. At this moment, it is not planned. The reason is that submarines were mostly silent hunters, and they were waiting for their prey for weeks and sometimes for months.
Yeah.
And waiting for a lucky shot so that they can attack and go away at once. Because if a submarine is discovered, it is dead.
It's dead. It's pretty much dead because it's not a very mobile craft. It's not fast.
Yep.
And, the only way it can survive is like go really deep and hope that depth charge is not going to catch it, because depth charge exploding on underwater is so dangerous to a submarine. It can destroy it easily. So no, guys, submarines are not planned at this stage. Okay, here's the definitive answer for you guys: not planned. No submarines. So depth charges, as they exist in the game, are used to. Okay, yeah, certainly. As they exist in the game right now, they're used to get the enemies off you. So these are what the depth charges are for, right? Okay, so let's take a look at. We've been looking at PT-15 so far. Let's take a look at Project 183, just for the comparison's sake. And you might see some other interesting feature on those screenshots. Something else we haven't showed before. If you're eagle-eye. Okay, so. What system requirements will be for the ship CBT?
Well, we plan they will be pretty much the same as for tanks. Maybe they will, a little bit different, but like the optimization is is one of our
top
priorities of the development is under constant development. So we optimize the game as good as we can, and then after that we try to improve it. So
okay.
Be sure.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So should be the same, guys. So here's the answer in a can for you. Should be the same. Not going to be much different. So don't worry about it. Now let's check with the schedule that we're having.